I haven't really gotten used to this platform yet, and this is my first video, but I started talking about Trump way before his election. I was warning people about Project 2025. I was warning them about his agenda, which is mostly himself. And I just need to voice some opinions here. I've done a lot of research on the election and found out through two different statisticians that the election was fixed. There were 5 corporations that were bought. You can look at the panicked writer about this article. And those 5 corporations had to do with AI and the voting machines themselves. They all got together. I don't know the entire basics behind it. All I know is that this was not a free and fair election. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that they have been doing this for decades. I don't doubt it. There have been so many things that have happened during elections that are questionable, and the hand recounts don't seem to match up. One statistician said that the numbers don't add up. The other statistician got his information from the actual federal agency that controls voting, and found that thousands of mail-in ballots were actually thrown away by Trump without validating whether they were valid or invalid. Mine was one of them. You can check yours online at your voting poll station or your county website. They are basically taking over our government and making us an authoritarianism. This is not a political party. This is rich versus poor, not horizontal it's not Democrats versus Republicans. It's not any party. It is the rich versus the poor, or the working people. And it's worse than I thought in the beginning when I first started talking about the agendas that they had, the people that they were engaging with, Russia, Saudi Arabia, China, all of the dictatorialships. It had nothing to do with the Europeans. It had nothing to do with the people we were allies with. It was all the people that we have no allyship with. I'm sorry, this is a little bit I'm not a professional at this. I did do a lot of research on the voting, and the numbers don't add up. My vote wasn't counted, and I mailed it in a long time before the election. I am an expat. I moved to the tropics as soon as I was able to retire. Unfortunately, it was my mom's death that was allowing that. She got GBM, which is glioblastoma, after she had survived 2 bouts of breast cancer, a stent, a quadruple bypass, and an aortic aneurysm repair. It wasn't long after that she started acting like she had dementia. She was calling me and telling me she couldn't come to school today. She lived with my sister at that time. Before that, she lived with me. I think it was a work of fate that she ended up with my sister because she has a medical background as a pharmacist. And her husband did an awesome job with her. We worked together to make decisions, and, well, she wasn't rich by any means, but she helped me between my retirement and hers to be able to move to the tropics, away from a toxic job with the federal government. Lisa and John, my former bosses, both of you, I hope you get the karma that's coming to you. And I hope that this government gets the karma that's coming to them. It is not healthy for this country. They are blowing up our economics. I just woke up, so I'm a little bit foggy, but I will tell you that this was not something we voted in. This was not something most people wanted. This was not something that was done legally. The voting machine software was tampered with, but we will probably have no proof of that. I'm sure they've gotten rid of all the documentation. They have told Pennsylvania, among other states, that maintenance records no longer exist. That's hard to believe since they are required. I believe that Musk created a backdoor into the systems, which requires no internet access at all. And I believe that Starlink has all of our information on it, from Social Security to our health care to everything else. He has been a part of this from the very beginning. I'm just so very sad about the murder that happened yesterday. Or I'm sorry, it was the day before yesterday, because I couldn't sleep. I had nightmares all night of people chasing each other with little round bombs, and finally woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and got up feeling defeated, feeling like, what am I doing here? I'm in my paradise and I'm still fighting a fight that almost seems impossible to win because no one is doing anything. And I read an article I believe it was from Love Parnas, but I could be wrong, that no one is with us. The ICC can't do anything. The European Union can't do anything. None of these agencies from outside the country can do anything. Only our congresspeople and our push to get out on the streets, as many of us as possible. Statisticians said that it only takes 3.5% of us to be out on the streets and protesting this. I have family that I am so disappointed in because they live their lives as if nothing's happening because it hasn't hit them yet. It hasn't affected them in any specific way. Yeah, maybe they're paying more for groceries, but they're not poor people. They're not people that are disabled, people that are on fixed incomes that can't afford it. I have lost family members over this, I'm sure. I don't want to. I love them and want to respect their opinions, but we're far from opinions. This is not an opinion. This is morals. This is law. This is the lack of using law. The whole thing is lawlessness. ICE has been told they can do whatever they want. So be very careful in what you do. Do not brandish any guns or any force, but use your voices loudly. We need to get past this. We need to get past the thought that most of us want this, because I don't believe that we do. I think most of the people on social media are Russian bots, are people that are from outside the country that want to sway our opinions, just like they have in elections. There are a lot of young people that have no clue what this means for our country, for us, for our democracy. Yes, there are changes that are needed, a lot of changes. I would like to throw out our entire government and start over and just file some laws that matter to the people. Roe versus Wade mattered to the people. That's why it was passed so many years ago, over 50 years ago. Because a woman should have control over her body. A woman should not bleed to death because a doctor is too afraid to listen to your body instead of the governing laws that prevent them from saving you versus an embryo. Even a full-term baby that is not going to make it anyway. Somebody that was conceived out of incest at 10 years old from one of these oligarchs that created this huge, huge RICO Act, the biggest in the world. These people, over 4,000 of just the Republicans, are sexual predators. You can look it up online. They have felony convictions. I don't have the numbers for Democrats, or I would tell you those too. What I'm saying is there are people on both sides that are in on this. It's a money issue. It's a control issue. They are trying to control our population by taking away our health care, by making it so expensive it's not accessible anymore, by just scaring us into staying in our own homes and not coming out, using our First Amendment rights, getting out on the streets, showing everyone around the world that major media is a lie. Major media is controlled by 6 companies now, or corporations, because it's stakeholders, and they're all rich. Independent media, such as Ground News, people on Substack, PBS, who I wish you would give whatever you can to them to keep them going, because they are no longer supported by our federal government. This white nationalism, white Christian nationalism, there's nothing Christian about it. They make up their own lies to try to make this about Christianism. I won't get into my own views on religion, but what I will tell you is that I respect everybody's religion as long as it does not infringe on others. I believe everyone should have a choice in what they believe in. I think that faith gives people strength in times like these, and I think you need to hold on to whatever religion, whatever strength you have. Any family members, friends, even friends online that you can relate to keep this movement going. If you have the money, please give it to the independents that need it to continue to fight this against millionaires, billionaires, and trillionaires. Donald Trump has made over $7 trillion just this year for himself, not for our government. Have you seen anything trickle down to us? Have you seen any health care decisions? Have you seen any aid for the people that are starving? Have you seen any child care for people that need to work to make money for their families, especially one-parent families? Nothing is working right now, and we need to change that. We need to get out there, and we need to just show our muscle and show our we need to show that we're not willing to give up on this. We're not willing to sit in our chairs and watch TV and see our government implode. We're not willing to see the world taken over by the rich. We're not willing to see Greenland or Canada or any of the southern countries taken over by America just to fill pockets of the rich, who already have more than they could ever spend. I've heard some wild conspiracy theories, and I'm not so sure all of them are not true. They have to have a way out because they are ruining our planet. They are throwing toxic waste into our water systems, into our grounds, we will have no more drinkable water. We will have no more trees because they want to clear cut our forests, our national forests that are national parks. They want to get rid of animals so they can drill for oil instead of using cleaner ways of doing it. I don't agree with offshore windmills. They do interfere with wildlife, their breeding systems. And just as the seals are losing their places to stay because the ice is melting, they're fighting over chunks of ice floating in the oceans. It's got to change somewhere. We're all in trouble, and we all need to speak up. We all need to get off of social media at some point during the day and show we are against this. If you are a county that is invaded by ice, block off any way of them getting to you. Get huge groups of people and vehicles and just block them off. If you can, try to center them into one place. Don't serve them meals. Don't give them bathrooms to use. Get them the hell out of our states. Get them away from our people. Make our people safe again. There are a lot of changes that we need to do, and I believe our government needs to start over. We need to highly revise the Constitution and put in that absolutely no one is immune from the law, from the president on down. We need to hold these people accountable for what they've done, what they're doing, and what they plan to do. We need to hold it together, all of us, and enjoy what we have for the time being, take our time out when we need to, but use the time when we have the strength to get out on the streets and protest peacefully, but protest, and do it so that we can surround ICE and let them know they are not welcome in our cities. They are not welcome in our states. They are not supposed to be there. We have our own law enforcement. Those are the ones that we use. It's not a matter of sitting in our chairs anymore. It's not a matter of hoping somebody will come to our rescue. It's not a matter of hoping everyone else will be all the numbers we need. We need all of us speaking together, all of us holding signs, and all of us pulling together. Again, this is my first video, and I know it's not the most professional, but I felt I needed to state my position, state my feelings, and if I can get just a few of you out there and see what's going on, watch my Substack, watch Facebook for my posts. Watch Lev Parnas, Midas. There are a lot of independent reporters out there, PBS especially. PBS was our founder in independent media. They don't accept money from organizations or corporations that are trying to take over our country or have taken over our country. Our health care, we can't even get health care unless they're pushing drugs on us that the pharmaceutical companies are insisting on. We're not getting the care that we need. We're getting the care that they want us to have. My personal my personal doctor, she has already changed her place that she works at least 3 times that I know of, trying to get away from the bureaucracy. But in Lansing, Michigan, there is nothing but bureaucracy. There's 2 hospitals that own all of the doctors, all of the surgeons, unless they're independent, and there's very few of those. We have Sparrow, and we have, I forget the other one. We have some of the highest cost in the nation for healthcare, and people can't afford it. I have a friend, I haven't talked to her since I moved to the tropics and retired. I did it very quickly because it was all around the same time that the president got his fixed election and Musk stated the results before they were even in. I just want us all to pull together. I want us to be able to show that we deserve more. We deserve the best. We are from the richest country, and these men, most of them, never made a dime legally. It's come from not paying people that they hired or giving ridiculous wages to their workers while they work them to death. Some other time I'll get into how I was worked to death for almost 40 years in one job, a federal job. It was toxic, and I hope the people that caused that toxicity receive their karma. I believe in karma. I believe in nonviolence. I don't believe that will get us anywhere. There may come a time when that's all we have left if we don't do this now. Thanks for listening. I'd like any comments that you have, and please share my Substack with others, and I welcome any opinions, whether you agree, disagree, or have more to add. I count on you, and I hope you count on me. I'm doing the most I can from the location I'm at, and I want everyone to do the same. I know it's hard right now. Everyone has families. Everyone has work, except for the ones that were laid off and are looking for work. They want to use AI to get rid of all of our work. They want to use AI to get rid of us. They don't want us to survive. They want to be able to be the playboys that they are. They want to be able to pick the women they want. They want to use DNA to get boys or girls that are marrying each other to make their own little army. It's sickening. It's really sickening what we're dealing with right now. It's unbelievable. It's dystopian. There are so many words I could come up with. But again, I'd like your opinions, your comments, and we need to start to organize. We need to organize in our cities, in our counties, especially the areas that ICE has already been to and is in right now. We need to get rid of these people, and we need to do it yesterday. Thank you for listening.